Failure. It's a word that can make us cringe. It carries the weight of disappointment, the sting of rejection. We avoid it, fear it, and sometimes it feels like we're running from it our whole lives. But what if I told you that failure is not the enemy? What if, instead of fearing it, we could see it for what it truly is, a powerful teacher, a guide, an unexpected gift on the path to success? This is not to say that failure is easy. It can be downright painful, but it is in those moments of defeat that we have a choice. We can either let the weight of our perceived shortcomings define us, or we can choose to rise, learn, and grow. This is the true power of failure, the ability to transform us from the inside out. It is through our setbacks that we discover our resilience, our determination, and our unwavering capacity to rise above challenges. It is through failure that we learn to innovate, to adapt, and to create something truly extraordinary. From a young age, we are often taught to strive for perfection. We are praised for straight A's, for winning trophies, for fitting neatly into the mold of success. But what happens when we inevitably fall short? What happens when we make a mistake, when we don't live up to our own expectations, or worse, the expectations of others? The pursuit of perfection can be a heavy burden to bear. It can stifle creativity, breed fear, and prevent us from taking the very risks necessary for growth. It can lead us to believe that our worth is tied to our achievements, that our value is determined by our lack of flaws. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. It is unattainable and, ironically, often undesirable. It is in our imperfections that our true beauty lies. It is in our willingness to embrace our flaws, to acknowledge our mistakes, that we become relatable, that we connect with others on a deeper level. Let go of the need for perfection. Embrace the beauty of imperfection. It is in those cracks and crevices that the light shines through. Think of failure as a classroom and your mistakes as the valuable lessons learned along the way. Every stumble, every wrong turn, every setback is an opportunity to gain wisdom, to refine your approach, and to emerge stronger and more resilient. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. He famously attempted over 10,000 different filaments before successfully creating the incandescent light bulb. When asked about his numerous failures, Edison famously remarked, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison understood that each attempt, each failure, brought him one step closer to his goal. He embraced the process, learned from his mistakes, and ultimately illuminated the world with his invention. Embrace your mistakes as valuable teachers. Analyze them, learn from them, and let them guide you towards a brighter future. One of the most challenging aspects of failure is mustering the courage to begin again. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, to allow fear to paralyze us, to convince ourselves that we are not worthy of a second chance. But here's the thing. Every single one of us has the capacity for greatness within us. Every one of us has the power to overcome adversity, to learn from our mistakes, and to rise again, stronger and wiser than before. It takes courage to face our fears, to acknowledge our shortcomings, and to step outside of our comfort zones. It takes courage to dust ourselves off, to learn from our experiences, and to try again, even when we're not sure of the outcome. But this is where the magic happens. It is in those moments of vulnerability, of raw courage, that we discover our true potential. It is in those moments that we realize that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. A time you fell and rose. Think back to a time in your life when you experienced a setback, a time when you felt like you had failed. It could be anything from a failed exam to a lost job, a personal disappointment, or a missed opportunity. Now reflect on what you learned from that experience. How did it shape you? How did it challenge you to grow? What strengths did you discover within yourself that you didn't know you possessed? Often our greatest lessons come from our most challenging experiences. It is through our failures that we develop resilience, perseverance, and an unwavering determination to succeed. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone on the path to achieving it. The strength in vulnerability. There's a misconception in our society that vulnerability is a weakness. We're taught to project an image of strength to hide our flaws, to pretend that we have it all figured out. But the truth is, vulnerability is not weakness, it's courage. It takes courage to admit when we're struggling, to ask for help when we need it, to show up authentically as ourselves, even when we're afraid of being judged. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to connection, to empathy, and to support. We create a space for others to do the same. And in that shared space of vulnerability, we find strength, we find healing, and we find the courage to rise above our challenges. Embrace your vulnerability, share your story. You never know who you might inspire. Finding success in unexpected places. Failure has a way of redirecting us, of leading us down paths we never expected to travel. It can be disorienting at first, but often these unexpected detours lead to the most incredible destinations. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the beloved Harry Potter series. Before her rise to literary fame, Rowling was a single mother struggling to make ends meet. She faced numerous rejections from publishers before finally finding someone who believed in her story. Rowling's journey is a testament to the power of perseverance, of believing in yourself even when no one else does. It's a reminder that success often comes when we least expect it, and that sometimes our greatest failures can lead to our most extraordinary triumphs. Embrace the unexpected detours. You never know where they might lead you. A world without failure. Imagine for a moment a world without failure. What would such a world look like? On the surface, it might seem like a utopia. No more disappointment, no more setbacks, no more feelings of inadequacy. But upon closer examination, we would quickly realize that a world without failure would be a world devoid of growth, of innovation, and of true fulfillment. Without the contrast of darkness, we wouldn't appreciate the light. Without the experience of sadness, we wouldn't fully grasp the depths of joy. And without the opportunity to learn from our mistakes, we would never reach our full potential. Failure is an integral part of the human experience. It is through our failures that we learn, that we grow, and that we ultimately become the best versions of ourselves. Embrace the challenges, learn from the setbacks, and celebrate the journey, for it is in the imperfections that we find our true beauty. Embracing the process, not just the outcome. In a society obsessed with instant gratification, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of the end goal, to focus solely on the outcome rather than the journey. But here's the thing. True fulfillment comes not from achieving the goal itself, but from the lessons learned, the growth experienced, and the person we become along the way. Think of it like this. The destination is important, but it's the journey that shapes us. It's the challenges we overcome, the mistakes we learn from, and the resilience we develop along the way that truly matter. Embrace the process, enjoy the journey, celebrate the small victories, and remember that true success is not about the destination, but about the person you become along the way. The legacy of our failures. Our failures, like our successes, become a part of our story. They shape our perspectives, influence our decisions, and contribute to the rich tapestry of our lives. But more than that, our failures have the power to inspire others. When we share our stories of resilience, of overcoming adversity, and of rising above challenges, we give others permission to do the same. Never underestimate the power of your story. Your experiences, both good and bad, have the power to make a difference in the lives of others. Share your journey, offer support, and remember that your vulnerability can be a source of strength and inspiration for those around you. In conclusion, a life rich with experience. So embrace failure. Don't shy away from it. See it for what it truly is. A powerful teacher, a guide, an unexpected gift on the path to success. Remember that your worth is not determined by your failures, but by your willingness to learn, to grow, and to rise above challenges. Embrace the journey, celebrate the process, and never ever give up on your dreams. For it is in those moments of perceived defeat that we discover our true strength, our resilience, and our unwavering capacity to create something truly extraordinary.